afternoon, everybody. I am very, Louise and I are both very touched. And today's the day we'll never forget. This is the closest I'm ever going to get to a letter jacket. Just look at me, I can't jump over a wet newspaper. But it truly is an historic day, and I want to thank all of you for coming out here. I know you have other things that you can and should be doing, important things, like starting your weekend, a couple of the bars and restaurants outside of Marshall Street. One of the things I do for the university is I work with other trustees and the development staff on fundraising. Tom Walsh and Chancellor Cantor asked me to co-chair the capital campaign. And one of the reasons they asked me to do it is they perceived I was a good public speaker. But today, when part of the celebration is about what Louise and I have done, it's a lot harder for us. When it's about you, somehow the words are hard to express. I will tell you that we gave an interview yesterday to a reporter from the Post-Standard. And one of the questions he asked is, how has the school changed from when I went to school here to now? And let me first say, the band's a lot better. There's a lot more school spirit, although our goon squad, which I also was a member of, was pretty darn good. But there's a lot more school spirit, and I think in part it's because of the character of the students that come here, the level of engagement you have with each other first, and with the community, and with the city of Syracuse. I know the university tries very hard to improve its facilities and its programs for students, and certainly we have a very inspired faculty. I happen to have an opportunity to listen to lectures on a regular basis, and I'm just totally blown away by some of the research and the quality of instruction that's happening here. I do want to leave to you a few thoughts about philanthropy. I mentioned it in one of the newspaper articles that after I got my master's degree, I went to work at Syracuse, and the first year we came back and did some recruiting back on campus, and I also wrote a check for $50. And then they didn't hear from me for 35 years. True story. And it wasn't that I wasn't philanthropic, I just wasn't emotionally connected. We always seem to be able to make charitable gifts, but I did it out of a sense of obligation. It was the right thing to do, but I wasn't totally able to connect. And I think two things happened to cause me to change. One was that I met and married Louise, and she opened up my heart. So when you open up your heart, it's easier to give, and the more you give, it keeps coming back and back. I also got to, for a brief period of time, got to know Paul Newman very well. We know Paul as an actor, but he also was a great philanthropist, and my company used to sponsor his race car. And Louise and I would spend a lot of time with Paul sitting in the trailers as the cars warmed up before the races, and we would just talk about life. And Paul totally changed my life and taught me the importance of giving back. When I came to school at Syracuse, I had no idea about what the future would hold. I was just a kid with a typical middle-class family. Our cars were 12 years old. I can remember 2 or 3 vacations growing up, maybe going out to eat 5 or 6 times a year. But that wasn't that unusual then. And I know my parents made a lot of sacrifices, and I did my share by working part-time jobs to get through Syracuse. But my main goal was just to try to work hard and make the world a better place. Somehow along the way, I don't know where the karma came from, but we both, Louise and I, became very fortunate. I've often told people, there's a saying in golf, it's better be lucky than good. And when you're in the world of business and you're successful, yes, you work hard, Yes, you have business smarts, but you also get very lucky. And it's important to have a perspective on that, not let your hubris get away from you, and understand that when that happens, you have an obligation both to preserve that wealth, but much more importantly, to give it back to help others. And so we're delighted to have a relationship with Syracuse that has continually deepened over the last 5 or 6 years. Our goal is to continue to create opportunities for others to have the same learning and college experience that we all have shared at this wonderful, great institution. Thanks again for coming today. And